Welcome back everybody for part 2 of the Ship Shop Showcase. We'll be continuing through the first of the 3 ship shops today, and let's just get straight to it. Roll the intro. Alright. This one only has one really big ship instead of 2. Oh no, there was. It's just a frame! Okay, let's do the frame first, because that looks crazy. I nearly didn't see it. It blends in with the background. This is the Mega Tugger. The LCO, that's Lincorp, run by Lingon. Mega Tugger, made by Lingon, is an adept asteroid hauler ship that has fully fledged GPS, a speedometer, flight time calculator, and switchable throttle styles. The ship also has a battery limit function for its 6 fuel chambers. The 270-degree wraparound class on the cockpit ensures an extensive field of view for the pilot. This is an advanced level ship with a not so advanced price, only 11 million. That is a lot of cargo space. Although the thing that immediately jumps out at me is the lack of beams to support this cargo lock frame. Definitely want to see this tested. I wish there was a test flight for this. See, the problem is when you have everything in here filled up within the cargo lock field and you turn it on, all that weight is then carried by these beams, and it's not carried by these smaller ones, the one in the middle. It's carried by your main beams that are connected primarily, and so that's pretty dangerous. So I'd like to see this fully filled and see if that works. Really nice detail work on the side though, with that yellow strip then splitting off at different intervals, angles. I really like this. This is very good. And the logo as well, built out of rails. That's pretty damn cool. I would have probably armored this section just to fit in with the whole rear armor section, front kind of framework section. At the back here we have a lot of triangles and then 4 boxes offset above it. I'm guessing there's more weight. Yeah, this is probably to offset the extra weight coming from the top here. You've got quad ISAN, and if we come into here, yeah, this is a great field of view. The only place you can't see is down, and that's mostly because your ship's in the way. Actually, no. Is that the floor, actually? See, this is the problem when you got a grey and yellow ship and a grey and yellow room. I think that's the floor. So yeah, you only can't see where your chair is. I think that's the floor. I'll check that in a sec. Here we've got a lot of controls. A lot of bars. Unfortunately, I can't see most of them, because the reflection from the sun or something is just getting in the way. Or it could be from one of these display lights. You've got all the ISAN integration stuff here for velocity, vector, and your location coordinates. All these levers all nicely tucked up on the beams, which is very nice. I probably would have balanced some of these, brought like 1 or 2 down here that are kind of a bit closer to the seat rather than have like one in the middle. It's a bit odd. And I probably would have centered these, like all of these on one side and then only these. Probably would have balanced that out, but that's just me being nitpicky, so let's not worry about that. It seems the entrance is also by the pilot seat as well, and there is a lot of fuel in here. Jeez, these are large tanks. There's so many of them. Holy moly. You've got plenty of room for lots of ISAN YOLO code here, which it needs quite a few chips if you're going to use all its functions. Tons of spare fuel rods. Or are these spare ones? Yeah, no, these are spare ones. Where's the active ones? Okay, active ones are in this. And then you've got all of these together. Damn, that's going to need a lot of cooling. Every adjacent generator gives it extra coolant. Extra heat, which means more coolant will be needed. But it's still good though. He's completely armoured the outside of this, which makes it look very, very good. It's got massive, massive range with all this power and fuel. That's just crazy. Here we got the battery limit, and can I kneel down? Look at that! He's even got his logo on a screen. Absolutely epic work, Lingon. Keep it up. So here we've got... press the wrong button there. Yep, manual lever, just like the other ship. And a battery limiter. I'm not seeing many issues. Should be connected to 2 beams. Is this not connected to 2 beams? That looks like it's just a 24 by 24 bit sticking out purely for decoration. So that's not going to be carrying any load more than just the plates on it. So it should be fine and isn't needed to transfer stress within the vehicle. Let's go outside and have another little look. Yeah, that was the floor. There you go. It's easier to tell when it's blue. Let's have a look. Yep, just as I thought. It just sticks out just a little bit. Just so they can mount stuff on it. All good. All good. Now let's have a look at this bad boy. Look at that. That looks like a cruiser and a half. Although, all that armor, and then leaving the bottom completely unguarded. What I would have done with this is coated these boxes in red armor and then put this grey on the side here. At least then there's a point to it. What the hell? Huge hole. Wait, is that a gun? Or a tractor beam? I have to get a closer look at this one. Right, let's have a look at the name of this ship and who made it. This is Demetriios, made by Black. It's a mining hauler featuring a total of 165 modular ore crates. Only 165? This thing's huge! Well, it's certainly got the looks for it. Damn! 12 resource bridges in a 40-meter long hull of the ship to allow for efficient mining for multiple endos. The ship also has a hidden railgun for self-defense purposes. Well, there you go. Railgun. Jeez. An advanced level starter ship at a cost of 14.6 million. So it's a good price for its cargo capacity and the fact that it has a railgun. The downside is most of the armor on it is pointless because it doesn't protect the interior components. This isn't going to stop any like hazards, like zone area hazards that I was talking about earlier. That's not going to stop that, and it's only going to stop shots from above, or you know, partly from the side. It's not going to stop any damage from underneath. This kind of looks like someone took some beams out and didn't tidy up their beamwork. A bit sad to see. It's got reverse thrusters here. It's got a grill here for no reason. There's not really any access there, just for the looks, I guess. I like this tiered layered armor. I've got a few ship designs that I've been toying around with, just like little bits, and I've done this on some of my ships. It kind of looks really cool. Going around to the back, we can see we've got some maneuvering thrusters on the angle part there, and a huge, huge thruster array at the back. I like this. This looks cool. The thrust out of this is going to look very nice flying along. This is most likely a ship definitely designed for the looks. And you know what? I think if they had just... I think it might have worked. You could angle, just keep going in one direction. That could have looked cool underneath instead of the wing look. Although I don't know if it will fit for sure. But that would look cool if they could get away with it. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be any rear entrance. Only a top entrance up here. And some more maneuvering thrusters. Most likely for balance. Got some over there as well. Okay, so where's the main button for this? Let's see this operated. There we go. Let's turn off my boots. This is what it looks like when it's closed. Nice and flush. Probably could have added a little bit more plate work there to make that kind of seem seamless. Still time and still room for improvements on everyone's designs. Is that? Yeah, that's the inside button for that door. Okay, so here we've got some controls below the seat. If I can get in the seat. There we go. Again, same issue we had in the inside of another ship. These should really be sideways. They're much easier to glance at. Even if you know what they are, it's still easier to glance at and read when it's horizontal. Okay, we've got some levers there. These are just really wacky positions to put levers in. I don't really get that. Right, let's go down below. We've got another seat down here as well. Is this a backup cockpit, or is this just the gunner's station? Fire! Ooh, I just love the sound of that, don't you? Ah, it's got safety too. That's really good. Stop it firing accidentally. Now, does this actually move? These could be backup controls just to fly the ship. It's certainly got enough levers too. So you can fly it from down here under the safety of this armor and still be able to take out a ship. Only one stark difference in design. Like, you take that design that we were just looking at next to it, this one, and it had tons of fuel. This one, it's just got the one large tank. Very interesting choice. Quite a good amount of power being generated from here. And then we've got the flight computer, and again, very suitable, just a standard advanced flight level computer. So it's not overdoing unnecessary parts of the budget. And that's always good. You've got to keep it price conscious. Not everyone's made money. And if you can save a good, you know, $250,000 here, $250,000 there, that certainly helps when you're trying to attract people to buy your ship. So good, clean, nearly all-round view. Just a little bit cut off on the side here. But I like the old school sci-fi ship look. It just really does it for me, I think, for this. It does look really, really cool. So I think Black did a pretty good job there. So let's go have a look at this next one. Alright, ladies and gents, we have the Vidar up next, made by Generalsyb. It's a combat-proven medium fighter. Despite its low price, the Vidar is a versatile ship and it can fly fast, is accurate, and has a very long flight time. For a medium fighter, the Vidar has durable armor around the critical spots, making it a tough nut to crack. And it is a starter level ship with a price of 6.6 million. Let's have a look. Initial thoughts, I very much like the traditional kind of fighter shape and design. Loving the fact that it's got a central gun as well, that's pretty cool. I would probably put a backup targeting reticule thing on the window screen itself, because that looks like it could fall off very easy to just a stray shot. Loving the stripes up the side here using the floor plate armor. Well, I say armor, it's no longer armor because they changed still the damage calculations, but it's good to add black because we don't have black as a color yet. You hear me, devs? Add black. Do it now. The guns have the pretty much standard setup, just slap them on the sides, and I think it gives it a good look. But the downside here is they are very exposed. Ammo for all weapons explodes, so there'll be a chunk blown off here of both the wing and of the main body should that explode. And if that cuts through any critical cables, that could be the end of your ship. I'm liking the use of the attachment plates here as a kind of little edge highlight. I really like that. That's really nice attention to detail. And these red plates were taken off another ship that already has decals on, so that's taken there as well. And I love these little ramps as well with the gaps and the upside down triangular plates. Really nice design, really nice design. Whether it's viable within combat, that's a whole other story. As I said, these guns, even if you just take a hit to the barrel, that's going to knock your barrel off, and boom, you've lost that gun. You can't shoot. And then if these get hit, they take out your coolant, which you've put right between the two guns. So that's also not a great thing. Underneath, we've got more of this patterning, which looks really, really cool. Some decorative plates here. Again, more highlighting using attachment plates and floor plates, and some of these taken off of other ships. This is really cool. I really like the look of this ship, but we're going to need to get in. I don't know where the door is on this one. Was it underneath? Is there a button? Ah, there you go. But the button's protected. The guns aren't protected, but the buttons are. There we go. So jumping in, let me just check behind. There we go. So you've got access to the reactors behind as well as the coolant. So nice, easy access there. Although if it's a fighter, you're probably not going to need to replace any of those because you're going to be damaged anyway. And possibly even blown up. I like this long strip of information across the top. All horizontal bars, all the information you need, and it fits in your screen. That's actually perfect. We've got a cruise mode, we've got weapon fire mode. Is there a separate fire for the autocannons, or are they firing at the same time? Nope, they're firing at the same time. You've got some YOLO here, without any chips in, so that's interesting. But at least room to expand if you want to add your own code. And then pretty standard setup. In terms of field of view, for a fighter, this is actually pretty good. You can see out the sides, you can see all around you here. If you see underneath you, you just roll really quickly. This thing should have pretty good roll. Yep, 3 thrusters on each wing. You should be able to roll in each angle very, very easily. Some underneath, I probably would have put a few on this side as well, just to speed it up, but I don't know how it flies. As I said, you can't test fly any of these ships, you've just got to take a chance and buy them. Hopefully they add a test flight feature for ship shops in the future. But yeah, pretty good little cheap fighter if you want to have like a little PvP and just try it out, see if that's your jam or not. Although being a PvP game, hopefully it will be. You never know, you might just want to design ships or do mining. But definitely give that a go. I like this ship, and could definitely be adjusted without too much effort to shield some of those gun components. Moving on now, we've got the Buffalo. The Buffalo is made by me. It's an upgraded version of the Hauler, designed to go much deeper into the asteroid belt and bring back more extensive amounts of ore than its predecessor. The ship is upgraded with strong strafing thrusters to enable agile piloting of the ship in the asteroid belt. Without slowing down, this ship is also equipped with emergency reverse thrust. The Buffalo's expansive cockpit is unrivaled in its field of view that allow the pilot to see both asteroids and potential hazards easily, and is an advanced starter ship with a cost of 19.8 million. So let's go have a little look-see here. Now, I know all about the ship since obviously I was the one that designed it. If we start in the cockpit, you've got side doors that open on both sides. Really cool little kind of opening gull wing doors. Really love that style. Inside you've got one of the 2 reactors here. You've got this up front, you've got spare fuel rods, and you've got 4 medium tanks here. Now, these medium tanks are your main ones, and this one's the reserve tank, so you can turn that on and be able to get your reserve fuel without any issue there. For the cockpit, you've got the reticule there so you can know where you're going, which is very hard if you're at the front of your ship and you've got no other point of reference. Before I put this here, the only way I could figure out where I was going was to look at the reflection of my light. But now, don't need to. You can always just find this. You know exactly where forwards is. This is literally the best view you can get for mining and stuff. This is absolutely pretty cool, which is the reason why I did it. This has got plenty of batteries inside for backup power, although how effective that will be after the battery nerf, I don't know. No one does. We need to wait and see. So on here you've got your 4 resource bridges on the front, as well as the reverse thrust there, mostly for reversing or just slowing down as quick as you can if you need to. The main feature of this though is because it can go pretty fast, you're going to need to dodge some asteroids, and that's why on each side you've got 4 at the top, or the sides, and 4 at the bottom, or the other side, as strafing thrusters. So you've got 8 triangle strafing thrusters, so you can dodge asteroids and not have to rely on automated systems that could miss an asteroid or not turn in time or stop in time, and gives you something to do while flying. You don't want to hit a button and then just leave your PC on. That's not really playing a game. I like to fly my ships, so that's why I put this dodging feature in. At the back here we've got, let's see, it was 6, 12, 16 box thrusters, and then we've still managed to squeeze in another 4 triangle thrusters there as well. So it's got plenty of thrust. I think this goes about 84, 85 meters per second, this ship, which is not too bad for 160 crates. But it's crazy though, that's got 160 crates, that's got slightly less. I think it was slightly less. Let's go double check. I think, or was it the exact same? But the size difference, this is what I love about Starbase. You get so many different designs for ships that do the same thing, which is really cool. And as long as they look different, that's great. 165, so this has 5 more crates than that. And it's a third of the size, which is ridiculous. This also comes equipped with ISAN Quad, so you've got accurate representation of your position within the universe as long as you don't go to the moon. But then if you're going to the moon, to get back you just aim at the planet. So pretty good stuff there, and it's got more batteries in these side pods, which were made to kind of look like the side pods on the original hauler made by the devs. That was my main inspiration for this ship. In the future, this has also been kind of future-proofed by the fact that you can take off these radiators, because the rear radiators, top and bottom, over by the thrusters, can fully support cooling of the 2 generators. So when you take that off and you take off the bottom ones, you can stick turrets there and then add on the mining laser when it becomes available. Mining lasers when, devs? When? If you want to access a second reactor, just like the original hauler, it's at the back. Just pop this off and you'll be able to access the fuel rod just 4 bolts away. So nice and easy, nice and compact. Give it a go. It's only 19.8 million. I'd love to see more of these bad boys flying around the universe. Right, on to the next place. Let's go. So here we have the main lobby area. We see the Rainbow brand in there. Now here's a cool little ship. And one of my favourite of the small ships that I've seen so far. The Firefly. Made by Moonset. It's a small, personal, multifunctional transport ship. It has the hardware necessary for ISAN mono navigation system. The ship was also equipped with extra fuel and propellant, so it can function as a small search and rescue ship. The small size of the ship also allows it to serve as a scout, snubcraft, or a prospector. Included in the ship is also a self-regulating generator, rangefinder reticule, and a cruise control, and is a starter level ship. Only 1.3 million. Now, this is what I like about design, that we've seen plenty of boxy ships around, that one not included, we'll get to that one. We've seen plenty of boxy ships, and this one just has a really cool, unique kind of look and feel to it with the rails and like its cool shape. But if you actually break it down, and I just aim here, this is also just a box. But someone has taken a box and they've made it look cool just by putting the seat at 45 degrees and putting cool rails over it. So you can make boxes look cool. You've just got to put the effort in. Now, This is a really cool kind of concept that they've only used one support frame for the fuel tank. Now it's very exposed at the back, which is obviously very much a weakness, but it means that there's no clunky frames sticking out the back. You've got spare fuel rod back here as well for extra longevity. You've got YOLO coiled here, and you've got room for, is that one more? Is that, no, it's a different thing. You've got standard advanced FCU there, and everything's laid nicely around at the crazy weird angles. The only thing that's a bit hard to kind of see is those two little bars in the middle there, which one of them seems to not be set up, and I'm not sure what the other one is. So we can put these on. So we've got aiming reticule there, cruise control, precision control, and lights. Let's see what it looks like with the lights on. Pretty bright, mostly because these beams that they've used around the outside here, they're white, so they're going to glow. I think this is the first level of light, so it shouldn't be too bright. It's just there's a lot of white components, but that should let you easily see what you're going up to, be it salvage, rescue, prospecting, you name it. Easy access to replace all the components like the fuel rod and the propellant as well. And this is what I mean by, like, I wish small ships would all have generators. It can be done. Look how tiny this ship is. It's ridiculous. There's no excuse. Put generators on your ships. It extends the range and longevity of your vehicle by miles. Just do it, please. Seriously. For everybody's sake. But yeah, really, really good job there. Really nice design by Moonset. Great job. This is one of probably the nicest design ships in here. Kept it simple, but added really nice flair to it. Moving on to the wildest looking ship in this entire showroom. This is the Kushtaka, made by Heretic. Heavy fighter equipped with 3 auto-aiming triangulating guns, 2 reactors, 2 propellant tanks, with a door for each one, and control and information systems. This is an advanced starter level ship. But look at this. Look at this. It just looks so cool. There's a hole through the middle of it. All these crazy angle plates create this really awesome spiral. And you come shooting at the ship, you're going to miss it. Come in at this angle. There's no kind of mass to aim for because it's a weird shape. Any angle you come at it, it's just, let's say, then you get, it overlaps and becomes smaller, and you come from this side, you've got a hole. You come from this side, it's a U shape. Like, it's hard to hit this ship. But we've got some minimal thrusters, I think, in terms of maneuvering. But the forward thrust from these box thrusters, in addition, you've got no, I thought I saw some more thrusters, but there wasn't. Must have been, yeah, reverse side. Reverse side, you've got triangle thrusters for reverse. That's also going to help with turning if it's using the premium FCU. But just, yeah, these angle plates for defense, this is purely armor. That's all that is. Armor to stop the rest of it being hit. And even then, it's still armored as well. Multiple layers there by the looks of it. It just looks really cool. The cockpit itself, again, another one of these ships with an angled cockpit. This is a really, really good idea if you need to see in front of you, which you do here. So here we've got fire buttons, auto shoot. Oops, turn that off. We've got rangefinder control, cruise control, and backwards. Now, if we turn on... Nope. I thought there was an auto fire mode, but it would only fire if something comes in. But if I come out here, check this out. Guns are facing forwards. Something gets hit in its rangefinder. Look at this. The guns are following me. That's super cool. If you've got a slower moving target or a larger target, you don't even need to aim. You're going to hit right where you're pointing. And that's super cool. So, talking of hatches, we've got a button on this side, which, funnily enough, opens something up there. We've got a button this side, which has a slider section, which perfectly fit over this front plate. I love that. That's super cool. So here, I don't think you need to access anything in that area. Just mainly for controls if you need it. And this thing's still using the basic FCU as well. That's crazy. But it is what's keeping the price down. We've got another hatch here as well. You can change your reactor here. And another hatch as well. If you need to change what I'm guessing is the fuel. And I'm stuck against an armor piece. My god. Yeah, so that's for fuel. And then if we come up here, we've got the secondary reactor and secondary fuel. So if you look on the side here, these bits are exposed. That's the only kind of downside. There's quite a bit of beam work here, and you've got these coolant cells, and they're exposed to, as the same one down here as well. Again, exposed coolant, some exposed beams, but it's so hard to hit this thing. It's kind of a trade-off, and I kind of like that kind of risky vibe this ship has, and its unique design. This is most likely the most unique ship in this entire showroom, and I love it. It's just such a cool design. Oh, I can't get to these buttons. There we go. One more button. Oh, I'll leave that one. But yeah, this is such a cool design. The spiral look just looks incredible. And it's done a full 360 for the spiral as well. I can't wait to see what else Heretic's going to come up with, because I just love the ship. Just love it. And it's really not that expensive. Only 8 million. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. But we'll move on. We have the Hedgehog waiting for us. Designed by Mule. Armoured heavy fighter equipped with 4 laser cannons. Its armour consists of 2 layers of thick beams intersecting a layer of plating, a layer of plate triangles, 2 additional layers of beams surrounding the maneuver thrusters, and plate skirt over the engines. In addition, the ship is also equipped with 2 fuel rod chambers, 2 propellant tanks, 6 batteries, radiators, fold-away crosshair, and progress bars that indicate cannon cooldown and rod and propellant usage. This is a starter level ship. Wow, that's a lot of beams. So I could be quite negative about this ship in its use of beams, but to be honest, I know that this is a slightly older design, and none of this was designed in mind for the armor changes that are happening very shortly, and I can't blame him for that, to be fair. It's kind of cool. I love this kind of spiked edge, because before this patch comes in, everything's made out of Bastium, right? So this is Bastium, these are Bastium, these plates are Bastium, so it doesn't matter whether you use beams or whether you use plates. Because if they're extra beams just to cover up, it's just extra Bastium. It's not really doing anything. It's not supporting framework, that sort of stuff. That's further inside. So this is more than likely going to protect quite a lot. My main concern is this is a lot of mass. And for only, what, 8 triangles? That's not a lot. I don't think that's going to go very fast. And then you've got this, a completely open front view. Now obviously the guns need clearance so you can shoot. And then from the cockpit, it's all beams. Everything is beams. But this is very vulnerable. There's nearly 0 armor. There's just a small bit of glass, it would seem. And the crosshair built into it is the bolts on the window. Fire button. Okay, so that does open, so that's good. But yeah, if you look at that, you could just get a couple of shots in the front here. Like one plasma bullet would probably take all of that off and completely leave you vulnerable to forward-facing shots, and you're going to get messed up pretty quickly. You will most likely die before your ship does, and a ship without pilot is as good as dead. But as I said, I do believe this is an old design. I think I've seen it before quite a few weeks, if not a month back, so it's not so bad. But 8.7 million for such an outdated ship, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Personally, I wouldn't, but you never know. If you like it, give it a go. No one is stopping you. Now, here is a ship, or should I call it, here is a van that requires no introduction. It is the Hypevan. You couldn't have more hype unless you had a stretched Hypevan. And I know there's one out there. But for now, we've got just a single Hypevan made by DukeIronhelm. It's here to bring the hype to wherever it's needed. State-of-the-art Hypevan is very affordable. Is it now? Holy shamoly, it is. 350, dirt cheap. But this is the weaponless Hypevan. It has it's very affordable, especially considering its top of the line control and information systems, advanced thruster layout, and pure style. The Hypevan's short flight time is supplemented by its easily replaceable batteries. Oh, another battery craft. Why? Just make a bigger van. And propellant tank and sheer amount of hype carried in its tiny 4.56 meter long hull. This is a starter level ship. This is just crazy. I like the fact that it's probably near realistic size for a van. It certainly looks the part. I even picked one of these up in with someone left behind like a pickup truck, and me and another guy, we fixed it up and we put this in the trailer part of it. So we were a van carrying a van, which was hilarious. Let's have a look at the cockpit. Oh, it feels like the head height is a bit high. It does feel a bit high. Let's have a look. What we got here? Got a logo in there. We got lights, flash. Oh, cool! It can flash the lights. Very cool. Where are those lights? Oh, that's on the front. There we go. On the other side, we've got battery time and propellant time, which is good. Need to know how long you've got to fly. You got some YOLO code down there. What else can we have a little sneaky peek at? I think that's just the propellant tank. And the thrusters. I mean, it's the Hypevan. What more do I need to say? The Hypevan! Get one. There's no reason not to. Right, I think that was... Yep, that's 4 ships in here. Moving into what I think should be the final room of the first area. We have the Turtle. Turtle is a small troop and cargo transporter made by Nedos that can also be used as a landing and boarding vehicle. It has 12 extendable seats. 12 seats? No way. Thing's tiny. For additional comfort for long flights. For short distances or quick deployment, it is recommended to collapse the seats. When under fire, the seats can be collapsed with endoskeletons in them to store them safely within the hull of the ship. Only 1 million. That just sounds wacky. What the hell? Let's have a little look-see here. There's a button here. Push the button. Button doesn't do anything. Okay. That's not a lot good. Let's jump in here. What we got? Ah, power's off. You can always tell because the words disappear. We've got some standard levers. The main flight computer's up here as well. Oh, there's some seats. And we've got a couple of buttons here. That doesn't do anything. This one. There we go. That must be the generator button. Again, if you've got a generator button, use the lights. Okay, that's just for backwards. Okay, maybe that button will work now. Let's go have a little look. Aha! Oh wow, would you look at that? Pop-up seats. And then you've got access to everything inside. That's amazing. I have to see this. Can you close this? Yes. What? That's just straight up mad. I can't believe that. You can see where you're going, you can track to your teammates, and you're all sideways. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. That is a very novel concept, and I love the guardrails. That's brilliant. I don't see too much of a use for it, except for just as a standard transport, but I mean, it would depend how fast it can go. Was it 2? Oh, not even a box thruster, just maneuvering. This would probably be something, if you wanted to use it as described as like a boarding ship, you would have to cargo lock frame this to a larger carrier, I think, because this isn't going anywhere very fast. But very novel concept. I would certainly love to see a bigger one of these that could deploy a small strike force. That could be cool. So yeah, good job, Nedos. I want to see more of your ships. Let's do it. Now this one, anyone that's currently playing should recognize this one. This one was already in the ship shop, in the main ship shop, and still is at the time of recording. So it's doubled up. This is the Aphelios and is made by TGess. No other description here. Is 5.6 million, and as far as I'm aware, I think it's got a 2x2 or a 2x3 cargo all the way down the length of the ship for the most part. Now there should be some buttons here somewhere. Maybe they're in the cockpit. Let's have a look, see. Get in here, hatch. There we go. Let's see what we got. There we go, there we go. So we've got access to propellant, and I'm not seeing access to the fuel rods, which is slightly concerning. Maybe it was somewhere else. On top maybe? These kind of look like doors. So this ship was made before we had access to colouring, so these were all taken from the various different ships to get all the colour pieces from and then put together. Ah, there we go. There we go. Found it. Can we even get in there? Can we walk in? No. So yeah, changing that's going to be quite difficult. But not impossible. And you could probably, if I go like that, I could probably jump in there this way. Oops. There we go. So you can get in, so that's not a problem. I just need to get to correct orientation. There we go. Yeah, so this thing, pretty simple, simple little ship. It's all quite compact. You've got all the coolant you need. You've got plenty of thrusters. You've got two. Yeah, this is clipping through the floor, so this needs to be raised up quite significantly. So A, you can see the underside, and B, it's not clipping that thruster out. So you've got 2 box thrusters and 12 triangle thrusters there. So this has got plenty of thrust. So it should get a good speed. You've got maneuvering at the back and near the front. So this ship should actually fly really well. But yeah, it's a shame that this one seems to be missing its description for the most part. But as a standard basic starter mining ship, yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's definitely unique with its completely whole yellow look. But yeah, see if you like it. Here we've got, I think, our last 2 ships within this ship shop. We've got the Tugger V2. Tugger V2 is a small mining ship equipped with 2 cargo crates and powered by batteries. Boo! This ship is an updated version of the original Tugger, which was also bad. With 1 fuel tank removed and 4 batteries added, the modification was made by TGess and is a starter level ship. So he's extended the range by putting in more batteries, because batteries is what ran out way before the propellant on the original Tugger. But, you know, as I've explained throughout this video and the last one, this is not a solution to just have batteries. It's a small ship, but you know what? We've already seen another small ship that has a generator, and it was a shorter length than this one. So just extend the length, chuck in 2 of these crates, boom, then you've got your upgraded Tugger. So while I appreciate the sentiment of giving it a more balanced, longer ranged update, it's still a useless ship in my book. Moving on to the VasamaDX? VasamaDX. Oh, VasamaDX. There we go. These are all capitals. There we go. Now we know. It's a modification of the original Vasama, designed by Lukas. The additional features include a generator. Yes. There we go. Powerful thrust enabled by the use of 2 box thrusters, cargo lock frame, main flight computer, flight control unit, 2 passenger seats, ISAN. The ship is affordable and is a great scout dropship, best used for short to medium distances. Advanced starter level ship. 1.3 million. So quite a price increase over the original Vasama, but totally worth it. As a tiny little get from A to B ship, this is kind of your basic tiny ship. You know, it didn't have to have 2 box thrusters. But it just shows that this has got, you know, not very much more mass than this thing has. You could chuck on a couple of moving thrusters like this does, take off the boxes and just chuck in some crates there. Easy peasy. Let's have a look. Yep, this has still got the same basic control layout that the original Vasama had, but you've got the additional displays in the middle and left and right. So you can able to find your exact position and know how much propellant and stuff you've got left. So that's pretty good. It's a basic ship. It does everything you'd want out of a basic ship. I think a little bit more care could have been done in terms of plating. Again, I think this was done before the painting update as well. So this could have been yellow or made out of different shaped beams to make it yellow. And this gap could have been filled in, maybe rearrange the battery so you can place in the right size pieces to fit in there. But other than that, I mean, it is what it is. You've got this tiny little tiny cargo lock frame, but again, probably just for tools if you need to use them, or weapons that you just want to hide there, because while the thing's on, you can't see what's inside. Oh, you can, just a little bit. But yeah, it keeps it a bit of a secret. But yeah, it's a cool little upgrade of the original Vasama. So why the hell not? But that is, I think, is there another ship? Nope, that's the first one we looked at. And yeah, that is it. That is it, everybody. We've completed 1 of the 3 shops. Hopefully you'll join me for the other shops and we'll look at some more ships. But yeah, there's some really great designs here by the community, a few that can be improved on, but overall really splendid work from everybody that submitted ships so far. I love seeing them all. I can't wait to buy a few and test them out. Sadly, I don't have enough cash to buy them all just because they're so damn expensive, but I will definitely be testing some. And yeah, I can't wait to try them out and let you know how they perform. But for now, thank you for watching. I do hope you subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one. Kenetor, out.